All right, we are here live at Brewhouse. Today we're going to talk all about web development and graphic design and how they fit together. Now, I was supposed to have my friend Brendan Omi be here with me today. He is a graphic designer, and unfortunately, he couldn't make it. But this way, we can actually talk all about. We can talk all about. Excuse me. Let's try to get these cameras focused up here. Um, Web development and graphic design and how it works specifically with web development and graphic design. Now, I don't know what's going on with the lighting here, so I'm probably not going to use this camera too often because, as you can see, I am super yellow. So, yeah, here we are. Just waiting for people to come in. Now, if you're watching this later, we'll take a little while to get started here, but until then, um, just let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions afterwards, be sure to let me know because I do read all of them and I do answer all of the ones that I can. So it's a good thing to go ahead and do that because I'll check it out and I'll answer it for sure. So let's go ahead and actually bring up a few things here while we wait. Um, I'm going to bring up some books that I use and then some courses as well. And we'll talk more about those later. Let's see, how's the dashboard doing here? Let me just show you what I'm using here. Pluralsight, and of course, good old buddy Amazon. Can't do without that. It's amazing. Um, but yeah, I am excited to talk about graphic design because I love it. I am not a graphic designer, but I would be, but the money's not there. But you can work it into your own projects and stuff, and it still plays a super important role. Let's see, do we have anyone in the chat yet? Let's take a look here. Oh, someone's watching. So thanks for watching. Hey, John, what's going on? I'm doing good. How about yourself? Where are you from? Try to get off of that infinite loop here. Let's see. I need to see the comments as well. Tis hard. Oh, look at that. It's a dark black box. It's from that night theme on YouTube. What are you up to today, John? All right, so we got our Pluralsight, our Amazon, Quora. Okay, looks like we're good to go as far as having some stuff up. Let me switch on over. So graphic design, graphic design. Hey, Romania, not too bad. What time is it over there? It's 9 o'clock here, 9:12 to be exact. You just finished work now and relaxing. Well, quite different than here. I just woke up, but that's the coolest thing about YouTube and live streaming and stuff. You get to meet everyone from all over the world. I know I say that all the time, but it's something I truly, really enjoy. But yeah, graphic design. Do you use a lot of graphic design in your work, or are you a developer, or what do you do, John? Why did you join this channel? I'll give you a minute to answer that while I go ahead and monitor the chat here. We got two. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Let's take a look. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? Thanks, I appreciate it. MNR. It's hard to say these names. I'm just going to call you MNR. MNR, yeah. Where are you coming in from? And also, if you have any questions about graphic design, throw them out there. We'll get to them later for sure. But yeah, while we wait, just ask any question you want, and we'll get started here, hopefully within about the next 5 minutes. But until then, we can just talk it out. I guess I can show you some of the things that I have been doing. Um, hacker algorithms. So I've actually been doing a lot of algorithms instead of a lot of graphic design. I did that for a long time, but I realized I didn't have a good grasp of JavaScript I mean, I know all the rules and ES6 and stuff, but I needed to up my game again because I'm struggling in this React Redux area, and I just realized, hey, I'm dealing with a lot of data. I really need to know how to use JavaScript and mutate the data and make it fit the way I need it to. So taking stuff from like a JSON object and translating that to something on screen. And of course, where graphic design comes in is making it look good. G-U-D. No, I know how to spell good. So algorithms, but graphic design plays a huge role. 3 watching. All right, we're warming up here. We're getting there. What do you think? Should we start talking about graphic design now, or wait for some more people to come? Let me know. Oh, my pleasure. You're welcome. No problem with the Udacity or Pluralsight. Pluralsight is my jam. I am on there all the time, all the time. Um, so definitely something I like to look into. Let's go ahead and stop this here. 4 watching. All right. So John says it's 6:15 where he is at. Same day as me, September 16th, and you're looking to start a career in web development. Well, thanks for checking out my channel. I started 7 months ago. I thought I'd been a web developer longer than that, but I did practice considerably longer. But it wasn't all just web development. Social media and graphic design were a huge thing, and so that's why I have a soft spot for graphic design, and I use it a lot. And as I've always said, in this area, it's it's all about being the whole picture because you don't have like these teams of people here. So yeah, it just depends on where you're at. I think we have enough people to go ahead and start talking about web development and graphic design. So let's go ahead and get started here. Um, let's talk all about it. So web development and graphic design go hand in hand. I got to tell you, uh, for for me, I mean, it's how I got into my first job because it looked nice. My resume looked nice, and I had all this branding around it. It really helped me present myself. But that's for me as a web developer. As like the actual website, the design is what you're going to interact with, and you're going to make it look better. So definitely check it out. You know, like this is what's going to help convert customers. If you're anywhere near sales or anything like that, um, that's why it matters a lot of the time. Because if I can't use it or it doesn't look pleasing to the eye, um, it's going to mess me up. Great time frame. Thanks, goodness. I think you mean about the time slot, like when we're going to do this. But you know, if you want to give me some extra detail, I can respond to that better. But anyways, the graphic design really is what's pushing conversions or giving your users that pleasant experience. So like if I have an application or a website, it gives me that impression. We can think about these things a lot. Like Quora has a pretty simple design here, but you know, I can see everything I want. And they've done a lot of smart things to make you use the site. This ask a question button here, it's a call to action, and when it's read, it draws your eye to that area. And when you click it, you know, they get more questions, more people on the site, they get more users, people using the platform, and on and on and on. And you know, it's actually a pretty big deal, like these colors and stuff. When you have access to the data, like conversion rates or people on certain pages or sales numbers, it makes a huge difference, and you don't even know until you actually see the data and you're able to do the design and then see the data. And I realize that you might not be in that position, but I'm letting you know from experience that it does make a huge difference, more so than I ever thought. Because you know, I did a little bit of marketing here for like companies, and then I did some web development. But at my new job, I put them together, and then for a freelance project, I also put them together. Let me go ahead and show you actually one of these that I did. It's called Zollinger Racing. Oops, give me just a moment here. And does anyone have any questions? I mean, go ahead and ask them if you have them, by all means. All right, so here is Zollinger Racing Products. I hope you can see that. I know that this frame here with my face in it might take up some of the area, so let's actually go ahead and remove that. Sorry about the infinite loop here, guys. Do I have one? I don't know if I actually put this screen here. You know what? I think there we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So this is Zollinger Racing, and it's done through Squarespace. But it was significantly different. Everything there was no order, and graphic design helps you have order to help lead the user or help them make up a decision. For instance, all of these menu items, they were a lot more disorganized, and I don't mean this in like a negative way or anything. That's why they hired me, to help them get better. And so instead we consolidated and had drop-down menus, but now you have less options, and as funny as it seems, the less options you have, the more likely you're going to make a decision. It's just the way it is. Like, say I have a bunch of wing sauces versus like 3, it's going to be easier for me to purchase a wing sauce if I just have 3 decisions. Don't make my brain work that hard. Also, having a call to action, shop now, this button, boom, you can get right to the stuff, and simplifying it, showing you what you can use, and having like 3 different, three different categories and splitting them up. It's all streamlined, and it all goes back to the products page. Now, before the products, they did not have this sale sticker here, and I went ahead and designed that, quote unquote design. But I used my design chops to go ahead and do that. And there was only like 1 product per row, and they were huge. So we shrunk those down, and these all played a huge role into making it easier for them to organize this. Same thing with this, use some custom CSS, about us, contact us. All of these have been totally redone, and the conversion rate has been huge, and I mean like gigantic. John says, regarding design, how do you get inspired to come up with unique designs? Oh, I so get inspired. No, that's actually a lie. Inspiration is not something that I think of too much. I don't try to become inspired. I try to steal everything I can. So like literally what I would do if I'm trying to quote unquote get inspired, and this is what a lot of people would do, is just search whatever I'm doing. Like, let's take a website, for example, like say, just for fun, it was like a gaming like website. So I would just look up something like, anyone to know anything? Play and Trade have closed down. GameStop, okay. Let's just go to GameStop, and I would look at their design, and I wouldn't copy everything, but I'd say, ooh, I like this, or I like that. Their web design is okay. It's not bad. But like I would go through all these, and then I would take notes. Oh, if I hover on this, it pops out. I like that. This carousel, don't like that. Take it out. Things like that is what I would do. Look at that. That's a good banner. How it kind of blends in with the rest of it. I don't know about this menu. Look, it's a mess. There's just so much stuff to go through, but sometimes you have to do that. And they have order with using boldness and giving it order with fonts and text. That's one of the hugest things you can do with graphic design is order. So you have these labels like we use bold, whoops, and then you have all your games here as links. So it does help your eye. It helps give it a rest. Think of if you have your own products and it's just a jumbled mess. We should probably look at some old 90s sites to show that. Old 90s websites. Let's take a look here. 17 ancient abandoned websites. Let's go ahead and take a look. So this is from Mental Floss. Mental Floss isn't too bad. Oh yes, Space Jam. Now this was a long time ago, like before the art of web design and web development had been done. So as you can see, like we would never do this today. I think it was used like using a map function. I can't remember how they did it, but you know, these repeating backgrounds, there's no order. Like there's these zigzaggy lines, and so that will mess you up, you know, as far as a user goes. And you have all these planets. I mean, at the time, I'm sure it was awesome. Let's go ahead and see some other ones. Yes, these repeating backgrounds and these clashing colors, you know, matching colors is huge, really important. Um, Red and yellow together isn't the absolute worst, but it's pretty bad. It gives you what's called chromatic aberration, and it vibrates the color, and it's like thrashing on your eyes. It hurts. Um, so if you're going to look for colors, especially as a developer, like right out of the gate, and you didn't have a ton of time to study, like graphic design or anything, I would just go like search color, not liquor, color picker, like a color picker tool. And there's a ton of them here. Let's try something better. Not color picker, but color matcher tool. There's like cooler and stuff. Pantone color matching, HTML colors, um, Adobe Cooler. That's what we want. And so this wheel will show you different schemes, and it's done mathematically, so you don't have to do as much thinking. This is usually where I start out, sometimes end. So you can get these matching color schemes that won't clash so much. Having a ton of order as far as your fonts go, like saying, okay, H1s are going to be like 18 pixels or 18 points or what have you. You know, that's just an example. You have to have all these ordered. That will give your user something to grasp on. And it's all on a subconscious level. Your users won't know, but their brain will. You know, like let's even take this. So you see here's the option for the color rule. And this is indented here, this list. So it says, okay, these are related, but because it's indented, this is its own like section of stuff. Great stuff to look into. Any questions so far? Doesn't look like it. Let's see. We got 2 watching. All right, not bad. Let's go ahead and see another option here. Oops, getting sidetracked here. With different courses you can do to really up your game as far as graphic design goes. So let me go ahead and sign into Pluralsight. So Pluralsight has a lot of graphic design, but even more so, they have, this is my wrong account, but it will work, the UX, which is even better because it's directly related to like website stuff. I mean, other people do it, but for Pluralsight, UX is directly related, and it goes beyond just graphic design. There are some really good courses on here. Let me show you some of the ones that I used. Hacking the user experience. I think I did this one. Yes, Keith Harvey does a good job on a lot of these. Great course, and it's only 2 hours and 41 minutes. And these courses are a lot more like soft skills, or not soft skills, but less technical. They're more theoretical. And so your brain can kind of take a break. You should be taking notes, but you don't have to code directly all the time. Although, if you have a project or something that you've already done, I would open it up like on a different monitor and make comparisons to what they have and what you have, and if you can fix anything. There are great ones, an introduction to design. User experience tips and tricks for developers is a good one. Amber has a couple of them. This one is the 2015 version, and then she has a 2017 version. Great stuff. And then let's see, one more. It's from Bobby. I don't even know if it's on here yet. I mean, it's an older one. Billy. Let's see if we can find it in the search here. UX design. UX design. Billy. I think it was Billy West. What's his name? Bill Scott. No. Maybe it's Billy West. Oh, the joys of doing something live, right? UX design. Anyone have any questions, by the way? Let me know in the comments. Oh, Corey says, I need to learn more about graphic design. Well, you know, you're in the right spot. If you've missed some of our stuff, you can always go back and watch it later. about graphic design. Also, I have a video on books that will teach you Adobe Creative Cloud, which is where you can start using the software for graphic design. Nambit says, did you upgrade your Windows? No, I did not. This is my laptop. So my desktop is Windows 7 and I love it, and my laptop is Windows 10 and I love it. I would definitely go up to Windows 10. I am just too lazy. Full disclosure here, I would rather just keep this setup that I have right now because I'm so freaking busy with videos and taking these courses and the React stuff. So, long-winded question, no, I did not on my desktop. This is my laptop. But we're talking about these different courses that you can get into, and these are all on Pluralsight. Pluralsight, I believe, is $30 a month. How awful. Like, I have a subscription and then I don't even know. UX design. Let's see. UX design, usability approaches for design. And I appreciate your patience. John DeVito. Well, here's another one. This one's rather new. But you get the idea. Go through a lot of these and check them out. They're great. They're a good way to get an introduction to design without really digging in too deep. Now let's talk about actual like books. One of the best things you can do is read Don't Make Me Think. It's awesome. It's an awesome book. It's a common sense approach to web usability. So right in our niche. And it just gives you those theories. So if you know CSS, this is going to be enough. Down the road, I would definitely look into graphic design books, specifically the Adobe CC series. Adobe CC. So here's all these different books: Photoshop, Lightroom. This is for the actual. This is for the actual programs. But I would not look into Illustrator right away. Most of us use Photoshop. It's more versatile. But you can look into Illustrator down the road. But I highly suggest you learn Photoshop. Unless you're going to do like a lot of like print work, then learn InDesign for sure. Let me hop over to these comments here. Corey says, what Adobe software are you using and how much does it cost? Corey, I use almost the entire suite. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but I use Adobe Audition for voiceover, for audio improvement, Premiere Pro for editing video, After Effects very rarely, but sometimes I use it. Like at work, I use it to make an intro for like special effects or custom graphics and animations. And then I use Photoshop for YouTube thumbnails and making mock-ups and doing some light graphic design. Adobe Illustrator I don't use too much anymore, but I would use those to make SVG graphics or logos. They are completely scalable because they're done with math, so you can blow them up versus like a picture is like a finite amount of pixels. What else did I say? Audition for audio, Premiere Pro for video, After Effects for special effects and animations, SVG graphic stuff. What was the other one? Illustrator. InDesign. I don't use InDesign very much anymore. It's for like print and like books and stuff, and you can do flyers. But I did open it up the other day. I think that's pretty much it. Those are what I mainly use it for. Oh, Camera Raw to do photography and edit the RAW files. So 6, but mostly it's Camera Raw, Premiere Pro, Adobe Audition, and Photoshop. Those are the 4 I use like all the time. Sorry about the tangent there. Namit says, no, we're still at the same spot. So here are some of the books. I love these books. I use them all the time, and it is a good way to get your feet wet. Now, I wouldn't just use those. Pluralsight has a bunch of courses on like Photoshop and stuff, but my favorite place to go is lynda.com. And they are the best as far as graphic design goes. So definitely check that out. But let's go back over to some of these other books that we could use. Don't Make Me Think is a great one. Let's see. What's one of my other ones? Robin Williams, graphic design. Yes, the non-designer's design book. freaking sweet, especially if you're a developer with zero background. Get this book. It's going to be good for you. So it's not so stuck up, I guess is what I should say. It's for everyone. And Robin Williams, not that Robin Williams, is awesome. She is really good at explaining things and just has a great teaching style. I learned this a long time ago too. So here's just going through some of the book here, and let's go ahead and take a look at typography. You can just type these in and get it, but consult Quora or something like that. I'll find that book here. This one, Thinking with Type. This will tell you more about your typography and what parts of the text are, like sans serif or serif, why you use this and that. And to be honest, typography is one of the most important things when it comes to graphic design or like a website development, and you don't really think about it. But that's what people are reading. That's the most like dense thing that people have to do is read. And so getting your typography on point will make it more enjoyable for the user and make them able to navigate the website with less stress and with less thinking. Don't make me think, just like the graphic design book said. So yeah, does anyone have any questions so far? Looks like we have some bad live stream settings here. I am sorry about that, guys. If anyone has any questions, just let me know, because I think we will wrap it up here pretty soon. Well, I think that is it for today. So if you have any questions and you're watching this later, let me know in the comments section and I will definitely get to it. You can actually view one of my YouTube videos if you have more questions about Adobe CC. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. Give me just a minute. It is down here. I think it's just like Adobe CC review. You can type that in and it'll be one of the first to pop up. Man, this Wi-Fi is slow today. Usually it's really fast. Let's just go ahead and search for, oh, there we go. But the video goes into depth about the books themselves and what I learned from it. And it's one of my older videos before I knew how to do, a lot better at video. So take that with a grain of salt. Graphic design, Adobe CC Classroom in a book review, and it shows you all about the books. They're kind of expensive, but they're worth it for real. And check out lynda.com too for some of that stuff. Well, that is it for today. Oh, Sabakar has a question. Go ahead and ask your question. I'll hang out for a while. How much does it cost to sponsor your videos? Corey says. How much does it cost to sponsor my videos? I haven't had a sponsor yet. So it depends, on what they want me to do. Like, is it going to be 60 hours worth of work? It's going to be more. Is it going to be like sending like a camera or something? Heck, I'll do it for the price of whatever they sent to me. Not a big deal. Sabakar asks, please tell us about your front-end user interface, how to learn. Oh, man, you came at the wrong time. But I'll go ahead and give you a brief run-through. UX is great, and there are a ton of courses on Pluralsight. You can go back and look. Lynda.com is also a great place. Learn about the basics of graphic design and such things as Photoshop. And then there are a few books here. Thinking with Type is going to help your UX. It helps you. And then the book, Don't Make Me Think. But I would go to Pluralsight first because those courses are directly aimed at developers and software engineers. So you're going to get really relevant stuff. Not just like, oh, the design should look beautiful. It should be like, oh, this part of your application should look like this because that will help the user do that. Start there, expand out. The courses will give you even more resources. And then watch this and then see what you need to use. I use Photoshop a lot, but you may not need to. So that is all for today. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I apologize about the streaming quality today. Next time I will go ahead and try to find another place with better Wi-Fi, so I apologize. But Yeah, sorry, Sabakar, you missed out. But go ahead and rewatch this, and that's it for today. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I will answer them later. See you guys. Thanks.